Okay, well, I just want to welcome everyone to another episode of RG22 Outdoor Adventures. My name is Randy, and if you are new, welcome. And if you are an old-time subscriber and you're coming back to watch the videos, thank you. Thank you for your support and your subscription. Anyways, well, I am going to make a lure. And a co-worker of mine who's moving to Colorado said she wanted to have one with carved scales. I'm not very good at carving scales. It's not something I like to do, but we're going to do it anyways and see if we can get this video made for it. What I'm going to be using is some scrap wood, a 2x4. I've already got it planed out. I've got it jointed, so I've got really nice crisp edges, and it's all glued together. And when we get it all, that's enough for us to get the diving lip carved out, the lure itself cut, carved, everything like that. And once all that's done, we're going to split this apart, and then we're going to route our through wire channel, and then get it all glued back together, and we'll start painting. So let's head over to the table saw and let's get this started. All right, well, let's get this diving lip slot cut out. All right, so there's our diving lip slot. Okay, so we're gonna get this cut out at the bandsaw. I got it all drawn out here, as you guys can see. And now it's time to get this cut out. And there's the basic shape of the lure. Now I'm gonna get this all sanded off before we do our eyes. Okay, and there's our lead hole. And now it's time to get our taper, top and bottom, get that cut out, then do our chamfer lines, and do a lot of sanding and carving. There's a lot to do on this. We're gonna keep moving. Let's do some sanding, and then we'll do some drawing, and then we'll do some more carving. There we go. Now it's time to do a lot of finish sanding that I'm going to do all off camera. And when we're ready to do the scales, we'll come back. So we'll see you then. All right, well, I've got the lure carved out. Sorry I did the gills, but I've got this all laid out now, and I'm going to start carving that. Okay, so let's get started. And I decided not to go all the way around the lure. I just want to do the flat side. Now let's go the other way. It's not too bad. Kind of looking like scales. We'll see what it looks like when I have it sanded. Alright, so I think you guys have the gist of it. Okay, so there we go. Now you got the gist of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this up, and then I'm going to do the rest of this, and we'll show you the finished product. Okay, well, so look at what I got done here. Did quite a bit. I did a lot of I finished off the carving. I'm not too happy with it, but it is what it is. No, I don't think it's bad for one of my first times actually doing scales in a very long time. And then we've got the diving lip. Got that all cut out. I think that looks really good. Okay, so there we go. And now I just have to drill the holes here. And we're going to get this separated and figure out how we're going to do our through wire. Alright, so we've got it all drilled. And let's see if we can get this separated without breaking it. Let's try. Hopefully we don't break this thing. There we go. Got it. Yeah, let's see what happens here. There we go. We didn't break it. And there's our two equal halves. There we go. I'm going to try to get this out a little bit more. But that's it. Fits in there nicely. We'll do the other channel. And that should do it. We'll get it all glued together. Okay. Looks like we mismeasured that a little bit, huh? It's alright. Okay, let's get the other side. Let's see how this fits together. Okay, so there's what the through wire channel looks like, along with the through wire. And now it's time to get this set in place so we can get it all glued together. So a little bit of super glue and baking soda in just some particular areas. Like in particular, probably here. Because that's where the lead's going to go, and I don't want the lead to go into the channel. So we'll do a little bit of super glue and baking soda in there. Okay, so now it's time to use some 15-minute epoxy, and we're going to get all this epoxy together. I want a lot of it. Okay, let's spread the epoxy on. And the idea is I want to fill up those through-wire channels too. I want all that filled up with epoxy. I want that channel filled. Let's put this together and clamp it down. Alright, there we go. Now we got it all clamped together, epoxied. We're going to get this diving lip centered. I have some ultraviolet epoxy. First color is Wicked Opaque White. Okay, now it's going to be some orange. Okay, here we go. There we go. I like that. That looks pretty good. Okay, the next color is going to be an iridescent red. There we go. Oh, that looks really good. I like that. Okay, so now the next step is I did some, I'm playing around with some UV curing resin, and I've put this on here, so I'm trying that out. So the next one is going to be, I'm going to put a brown on this, and we'll do some brown stripes, and then we'll put some, I don't know, maybe some gold scales over all of that. Yeah, gold scales. Okay, so this is going to be burnt umber. That's what we're going to use. There we go. And that looks pretty neat. There. Okay, let's do a little bit more. Actually, we're going to do our stripes. So I'm going to take this off. Actually, we'll measure it out first, off the top. So, gills on there, so we'll go right about there. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we're going to come down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll do the same thing on the other side, and then we'll thicken them up. 2, 3. And if you look, we're even on all the way around. So let's thicken these up now. And do the same thing over here. Alright, the next color is going to be pearl copper. We're going to do that for the scales. Alright, here we go. Pearl copper. I'm just going to do the top and right here. Okay, now we're going to do some transparent black. And then we're just going to do a hint of it down the side. And then I want to come down here. Down here. Let's put a little bit in here. And a little bit in there. Now, let's unveil the scales. And there we go. Not too bad, not too shabby. Now we'll work on the gills and putting some fins on. Alright, here we go. We're going to do some red finally. There we go. There's a little bit of accent for the gill there. There we go. Not too shabby.
I just put this in the back. Huh? I just put this in.
And I think we'll do a little bit of red here too. There, just like that. I like that. That looks pretty good. And let's go over here with a little bit of red. And I want to put some red down here. Then as my live stream viewers they like the little red dot, so we're going to do that. Okay. So there we go. Okay, so we got some eyes painted. I think these are pretty cool. Let me show them to you guys. Look at that. Okay, and I am going to call this lure done. Now it's time to put the epoxy on. So let's take all of this tape off and let's see how this thing looks. Okay. There we go. All right, bring that piece of tape on. We'll get all this off. And we'll unveil this lure to all you guys. Okay, so there we are, prior to the epoxy. Nice beauty shot. Let's flip it around. Check those eyes out. Fins. You can still see the scales that I carved. Painted scales, and then the signature, and one of my coworkers. There we go. Okay, so let's get some epoxy mixed, and let's put the epoxy on this and put it on the rotisserie.